A record number of vetoes from Virginia Governor Youngkin. The latest includes 4 more bills to put his total at 91 vetoes. News 3 reporter Brendan Ponton has a look at what still needs to be figured out.
One of the bills that was just vetoed would have required the Board of Education to provide learning materials related to climate change and the environment, but the governor vetoed it, saying it's redundant to what's already being taught.
Supplies such as these.
Savannah Morris says it's not easy affording treatment for her Crohn's disease.
This is something that we just can't keep doing. This is something we just can't keep affording.
Morris is pushing for Governor Youngkin to sign a bill into law that would create a prescription drug affordability board that would oversee and set limits on drug prices.
Drug costs are one of the main reasons that, and healthcare costs kind of more broadly, are one of the main reasons people are seeing their paycheck erode.
The governor still needs to act on the bill, and he has until Monday to decide whether to sign it into law, veto it, or amend it. But he has taken action on hundreds of other bills, including a bill to expand Virginia's hate crime law to include ethnic heritage, which is meant to address anti-Semitism. He also has now signed a bill to give prosecutors more power to crack down on labor trafficking, where people are being forced to work.
This is a universal effort to understand what we can do, again, to not just diminish human trafficking, but to eliminate it.
He has, though, now set a record for the most vetoes by a Virginia governor in a session at 91, including that bill that would provide learning resources for climate change. The Sierra Club Virginia chapter is disappointed in the veto.
The way that we talk about the issue of climate change matters. And if we can't teach it in a way that is universally accepted, according to the science, then we're not teaching it correctly.
The large number of vetoes, not a surprise, given Youngkin is a Republican and Democrats are in control of the General Assembly. And Youngkin still has to act on the biggest bill, the budget, which he's publicly been campaigning against.
So the big question is, what's going to happen with the budget? Will there be line item vetoes within the budget, or will the budget itself be vetoed outright and they will have to start over?
A question that will be answered soon. In Norfolk, Brendan Ponton, News 3.